Hello and welcome. I'm John Reed, facilitator of this podcast. You are listening to Before You Cross That Bridge, a podcast series dedicated to helping young people find a good job and even a career on Cape Cod. Today we're going to be sharing information on the work experience programs offered here at Career Opportunities. Joining us is Laura Romanelli, our youth career consultant who works one-on-one with the program participants, Taylise, who is working for the Barnstable Housing Authority, and Jeffrey, who's working in the Business Services Division right here at Career Opportunities. So welcome, everyone, and thanks for being here. And we're going to start the questioning with you, Laura, okay? Why don't you start by briefly explaining the work experience opportunities that you offer young people here?
So our work experience program is geared towards young adults that have very little to no work experience and need an introduction into the world of work, ethics of work, things like that. With the younger crowd, under 18, those kids or youth, young adults would be placed in either a nonprofit organization or a municipality. Taylise, who is working for Barnstable Housing Authority, is a good example. We have kids that are working in the recreation department. We have people over at another nonprofit, a baby center. The other work experience for the older youth, young adult, could be in the private sector, and we try to gear it towards something that the young person is interested in and may be thinking of as a career path. Great.
That's great. So could you tell us what other kinds of jobs these people have had over the course of the years?
So let's see. I can't tell you over the course of the years. I can tell you since I've been here. And the work experience, we have somebody doing outside maintenance, labor work over also at Barnstable Housing Authority, but more on the maintenance end. We have somebody working in retail position with the Salvation Army thrift store, with the Goodwill thrift store. We have some daycare, childcare assistants, teacher assistants for youth, young adults that might be interested in possibly going into preschool or early childhood education so they can get some experience.
All right, so Laura, who would you say is a good candidate for this type of program?
So the program, the work experience program in particular, is geared towards young adults age 16 to 24 who have not had much formal work experience, who may be intimidated about the whole process of looking for work. Somebody who is not sure maybe what they want to do. The one prerequisite for the work experience program that we're looking for is they have to have their high school diploma or their equivalency, their high school equivalency. If the young adult does not have that, we do have a program that we can help them attain their high school equivalency. We do offer HiSET preparatory classes, so that obstacle or that barrier to employment could be taken away, and we can help them out with that.
Well, that's wonderful. So given all that you've told us, how would someone get in touch with you to find out if indeed they're eligible for this program?
I would encourage any young adult, youth, to call me directly at 508-862-6133. They could even have, sometimes I have a parent call instead, or somebody in the community that they're working with just to get information, and that is fine. I'm always willing to chat with somebody on the phone about the program. I can also be reached by email, Romanelli, ROMANELLI, at JTechCorp, JTECCORP.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Laura. So now I'm going to shift the questioning to our two participants here. Now, Jeffrey, let's begin with you. How did you learn about this work experience program, and why did you decide to participate in it?
Well, it's funny you should ask, John. I learned about the work experience program through Sandra Waite and Amy Bowman over at Life, which is a nonprofit independent living facility for 21 and older. I was initially working at Cape Cod Counterworks as a receptionist, but then that wasn't working out so well. I had found out that my job had been misrepresented, so due to unfortunate circumstances beyond my control, I had left. So I had been sitting on the couch for a while thinking, what can I do to get a job that exceeds my skills? So that's how this work experience program came about.
So what have you enjoyed about your work experience so far?
Well, particularly within my work experience that I like the most is due to the fact that not only have I been able to work with such a great group of people, but also I can utilize my skills that I excel at.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Could you explain what those skills are? I mean, certainly data entry and customer service are two big ones in your case. Why don't you elaborate on that?
Well, data entry, basically what I am doing is job orders, entering them into the Massachusetts One-Stop Employment System, otherwise known as MOSES, and giving them a time period within a certain time period to fill within the job. And basically, with my customer service skills, with job orders that are about to expire, I call and ask for the appropriate representative to place the job order to find out whether they want to grant an extension or close the job order permanently. So it's almost like a little bit of cold calling / telemarketing.
Right. Well, that's quite a combination. What aspect to this job could you say you like the best?
Personally, the aspect of my job that I like the best would happen to be just the fact that I am getting to work. Can you explain the aspect thing, John, like what you mean by that?
Yeah, like what part of the job do you really enjoy the most?
I just enjoy working with a wonderful team of people.
That's great. That speaks volumes about career opportunities, certainly, and what you're getting out of the experience and what you're contributing to the organization. So now, Taylise, why did you decide to participate in the work experience program?
I decided to join the program because I thought it would be a good experience and hope to gain more social and work ethic skills, which I did, not only in the workplace, but outside of work as well.
Well, that's great. Now, I understand that you want to study criminal justice after completing this program in September. What skills have you acquired while working at the Barnstable Housing Authority that you might be able to apply, or if we say transfer, to your future career as a criminal investigator?
Well, while working at the Barnstable Housing Authority, I learned how to communicate and be patient with people, and then to understand and thoroughly know how to handle them.
Well, that's great. Those are important skills. Could you explain to us how even though you've been connected with these programs, you've already, shall we say, started to come up through the ranks there. From what I gather, your sphere of responsibilities has grown since you started there. Could you explain what you were doing there when you started and what you're accomplishing now in your job?
Well, when I first started, I was sitting at the front desk answering phones and helping people who came in to answer their questions. But now, as I'm going through this whole process, I've moved up to bigger things, like from writing letters, typing up letters to be sent out to tenants, to meeting with people to help them fill out their applications. And every day it's something different, which makes it more looking forward to go to every day.
Well, that's great. The fact that they've given you more responsibility and more variety certainly speaks a lot toward your skills and your willingness to learn and to be a team player. So given all that, what would you say, Taylise, to someone who could benefit from the work experience program but might be a little hesitant about giving it a try? What would you tell them?
I'd say just go for it. It's a good work experience and you'll learn a lot from it. It's definitely worth your time.
Well, thank you, Taylise. And finally, Jeffrey, we're going to let you close with your words of wisdom here. What words of advice would you have for someone thinking about doing the work experience program?
Well, in all honesty, John, I would say don't be afraid to step up. Don't be afraid to step up to the plate and take a hard pitch. What I mean by that is go at it, try your best, and never give up. Because remember, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Laura, Taylise, and Jeffrey, for being with us today on Before You Cross That Bridge. It's been a pleasure. For everyone out there, remember, before you cross that bridge, visit Career Opportunities, the Cape's one-stop career center.